wanted to go back in time and pick up a piece that I had seen from Steve Forbes. And I want you to listen to this. This is when Joe Biden started to negotiate with Iran. It's from August of 23. And he predicted what was going to happen next if Joe Biden kept negotiating with Iran. So it's interesting. Watch.
President Biden's Iran policy meets the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Trouble is, the lunacy here could lead to a big war. Incredibly, the Biden administration is re-engaging in talks with Iran in the vain hope of forestalling the murderous mullah's determined march to become a nuclear power. To entice the cruel clerics to negotiate, Washington gave the green light to Iraq to release $2.7 billion owed to Iran for water and electricity imports that had been frozen by U.S. economic sanctions. And what did Washington get for unfreezing that $2.7 billion? Nothing. The U.S. had hoped that at least Iran would release American political prisoners the regime had illegally seized, and that such a deal would lead to new nuclear negotiations. But no surprise, Iran is playing hardball, having repeatedly demanded $7 billion in frozen money from South Korea. From the time they took office, Biden and his team have been trying to resurrect some version of the flawed nuclear agreement with Iran in 2015 that was scuttled by President Trump in 2018. What Biden is doing here is that, hoping against hope, somehow Iran will truly back off. It won't. The mullahs believe the survival of their oppressive, terrorist-promoting regime depends on getting the bomb. They look at North Korea, and Ukraine as proof. Would Putin have invaded Ukraine if Ukraine had not given up the nuclear weapons it had on its soil when the Soviet Union collapsed in the 1990s? Israel has made it clear that if Iran takes that next fateful step in making the bomb, it could trigger a military strike. Given the powerful proxy military forces Iran has built up in the Middle East, that would unleash a regional war. Instead of continuing the insanity of its failed efforts, Washington should make clear that if Iran does take that final step in making the bomb, Washington will fully support and indeed assist an Israeli strike. President Biden could say, Putin grossly underestimated our response to his aggression. Don't you make the same mistake.
This sounds like a bedtime story that you read to conservative baby.
Biden gave money to Iran. That tells you everything. And he negotiated with terrorists. Elizabeth Warren called Israel the most genocidal nation of the 21st century. Jews who defend themselves, genocide. Elizabeth Warren, another one. Who are we to tell Israel to back down? We shouldn't be telling Israel to back down. Good point, Mary. I mean, the whole thing is if they are our allies, we should treat them as allies, and we should not be criticizing them. What do you say about this, Svetlana? I mean,
Svetlana, I'm mad. The U.S. won't give money to my country, and now we die. So I just stay here illegally, find husband.
We gave you plenty of money in Ukraine.
No, if no more money come, we all die. Boom. That's what comedian man says.
And that's what the comedian man said. Oh, you mean Zelensky?
No.